Hello and welcome to Suzanne Cotton Studio. It's a Monday and I thought we'd have a go at doing some mindful making with one of these little origami books. Feel free to just watch or you can make along with me. Quite simple to make and I'm going to show you how. So using half a sheet of 14 centimetres by 14 centimetres origami paper, which I've cut in half. I'm going to fold that in half just to mark on each edge where the middle line is. And then from each outer edge, the long edges, I'm going to fold into the middle of the sheet, making sure there's a tiny little gap in between each long edge as shown. And then you just need to mark the middle part where the spine will be. So I do this just by kind of folding the edges towards each other, leaving about a ½ centimetre gap at the edges, and then just fold so that you have a nice space in the middle of the paper for your spine to go. So to make the pages, I'm using 6 pages of just plain white copy paper. You can use coloured paper if you wanted to, but the size of each page is 7 centimetres by 14 centimetres. It's exactly the same as the cover of your book. And all I'm doing here is folding lengthways in the middle and then concertina folding, so you end up with like a W shape almost. And I'm going to do this with each page. So I'll do this 6 times. Until all your pages are folded in exactly the same way. So you should end up with 6 W's. I'll speed this bit up a little bit, just so that you can see me working quicker, because it takes quite a while to fold all these bits of paper together. So I'm just using a bone folder to help me fold the pages, but you could use your finger or just the side of a ruler or a pen or something like that. Okay, so once you've got your 6 pages folded, it's just a matter of gluing them all together. So I'm just going to use a Pritt stick. And the way I do this is I open up one of the pages. So remember, it needs to follow a concertina pattern. So you need to just make sure that your pages are the right way round, you've folded them the right way round. It'll make sense when you have a go yourself. And then just glue them so that you're overlapping a page. Okay, so I've just turned one of the pages round just so it's in the right position to glue. Just straightening it out with my bone folder and then popping the glue on. And then sticking that to the other page. So you should end up eventually with one long concertina fold of pages, which will give you around about 8 pages once they're inside your mini book. So I'm just gluing the last page in now, and then once I've done that, I'm just going to fold all the pages together, just trying to form them into a book shape, making sure they're all accurate. And then I'm now inserting them into my cover, and I'm going to just mark off with my thumb the front and the back page. So that will give you an idea how far you need to fold the cover into the pages. So you can see here I'm folding the back cover onto the last page, and then I'm opening up the cover just to apply a little bit of glue there, just to stick it down. You don't need to use glue, but I just find it keeps everything a little bit tighter in on itself. And then, so using the last page of your book, of your concertina folds, you're going to insert that into the pocket that you've made on your cover. Again, a little bit of glue just to hold it in place, and glue that onto the back cover. Stick it down, and then just do exactly the same with the front. So I'm just marking it out, just so I know how far to fold back on itself. Using my bone folder just to get that really nice crease. Opening that cover out at the front, adding a little bit of glue. And then just threading that into that back pocket, the front pocket of that book. Again, I know it looks like it's never going to come together here, but trust me, it will. Again, a little bit more glue. And then push all the pages right into that centre spine. And there we are. That's your book basically made. So you can leave it like that if you like. So the covers are glued in, but as I say, you don't need to use glue. So if you wanted now to add a ribbon just to keep that all kind of shut nice and tightly, what I've done here is I've just made myself a little template using a bit of old cardboard, and I've cut slits in the template to measure where the ribbon is going to be threaded through. Now, this is completely optional, you don't have to do this bit, but I just find it's just a nice kind of finish for the book. So I've measured out there, I've marked out, on the back page 2 little slits, and I'm going to cut into them now with a craft knife. Just have to be a bit careful. Really, what you should do here is just leave the glue to dry. So I think I cut into it a bit too soon and ended up ripping a little bit of the paper, but it won't show once the ribbon has been attached. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm taking my piece of ribbon that I've cut, which is about 27 centimetres long, and I'm just going to seal the edges with a flame. You don't have to do this, just be really careful if you do, and you can use a lighter instead. You don't have to use a candle, but I've got a candle burning, so I just thought I'd go for it. But yeah, just be really, really careful, don't burn your fingers. But all this does is it just prevents the edge of the ribbon from fraying, and it gives it a bit of a sturdier kind of end, just so that it makes it easier to push it through the slits on the back of the book. So I'm just going to open up the slits a little bit with the sharp tool. I'm just using my bradawl, and I'm going to push that ribbon from the outside onto the inside. You could use a tapestry needle or a big sewing needle if you've got one, just to help you get that ribbon through. And then back through the other slit onto the outside of the book. Again, this bit is totally optional, but I just like to use the ribbon just because it finishes the book off and it helps me to be able to close it and keep it all nice and neat. So I'm going to place my ribbon so that it is able to wrap around about twice around the book, and then you can tie the ribbon ends together. Just get the placement right, adjust that slightly. And yeah, I think that's about right. I'm going to tie the ends together just so I've got a little knot. It just holds it all in place. So I think we're just around about finished now. You can make a whole host of these if you wanted to. Just really cute, really fun to make. Well done for making it to the end of the video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.